Picking that lock to apartment 5, see myself at 9. The TV's drowning out the sound of my mother's cries. She's suffering inside. Lock the door and shut the blinds in more than one way. She ain't trying to let that sun inside. I'd paint a portrait of us under the loveliest skies, with nothing but this brush and makeup running under her eyes. But she, stubborn as I am, she's searching for that love from that right man. I killed the chances, the blood's on my hands. Had to start the mending a broken heart was my job to fix. Another 6 before my step pops was in the mix. We lost my brother in that meantime. Each night she'd be crying. I'm fronting like I'm strong, saying we'd be fine. I'm lashing out, only man she had around. First night my step pops came, we scrapped. I ran to Alan's house. For months I had my doubts about him still, but he had skill up on the court like Magic Johnson with the pill. Every night he'd help me build my talents as a hooper. He said you contribute just as much if you passing it to the shooter. He said I'd be a future Pistol Pete Maravich. No plans for marriage, but mom's had a miscarriage. But she found a partner to write a narrative with. I got dreams of buying a massive crib, a wife, having kids, and thanks to him I know a parent's the one who raises in that time of pain, more so than sharing the same blood inside the veins. With the tears off of mothers from brothers lost in these street wars. Hit that studio, the goal is blow up like it's C4. Dreams of Leo Cohen showing up, enormous bucks, chained the touring bus, Porsches and exported drugs for snorting up. So fuck letting corporate intervene. Portions of every cent we see, should we dope enough to export straight from Medellin? Touring out in Tel Aviv, picked up these habits for expensive weaponry and lost my empathy for enemies. The legacy cemented, better yet the shit is Rushmore. The lungs were ammo for the gun store and spitting the tongue torch. Scrapping shit a blood sport. Caught so many bodies when I swung swords. The judge in court hit me with life up north. From public buses to that Porsche to push. Extort your rooks, murder kings and queens, the crooks. Have your kingdom overtook. They throw the books at all these young and colored brothers. If our steal is to create something to help one another. The Gemini, let's Jekyll then Hyde. Once that bread arrives, should I need that extra slice from off that devil's pie? Exercise the demons. The devil on my shoulder had me leaning to the left with thoughts of thieving, tech squeezing. I need Coretta level queens for the kingdom. My mama filled that bottle of that rum with coquito for income. Sun swing like Jason with the hatchet blade slashing. I turned this booth into Camp Crystal Lake cabins. We get it cracking like an author's wrist. Compass hit, make him squat and make sure they caught the clip like Carlton Fisk. Rip the catcher's mitt, you in that Hall of Fame with asterisks. Raiders like the steroids for rappers trying to catch a hit. Say this rapper lit, I'm like a cannon with a half a wick. Get your captain hit, I'll flip your tank and sink your battleship. Shit, I ain't the one to battle with. These rappers bribe me, pulling manuscripts of paper like they cannabis in front of cameras. The damage is career ending, murder peers in every session. I hit intestines with that spear if we fencing. The Lear jets for any destination on the globe. I land, the best rapper await to place the crown upon my dome.
Yesterday
as far as this music, I'm flying high, dealing with the strength inside, ain't seeing eye to eye. These fights between my wife and I, inviting y'all to be the fly up on the wall. I'd be appalled if all these rhymes I write hide behind a shawl. What I write is therapeutic, my soul stripped bare. I'm reclusive, feel like others better suited for this music. Shit, even back in school, refused to kick it with these cool kids, pushing weight in 8 balls like a pool stick on a cruel strip. Every month we moving in that new crib, hand me down with used kicks. Wore my cousin's shirt for my school pics. Grew up with that lack of food up on the plate. Her boyfriend staying in our place. My job fixed the heartbreak. It's mom's mistakes I shouldn't have to pay for. Becoming man of the house, double-edged sword like a claymore. Remember days when we was poor and had less, but even as a younger with that hunger, always felt so blessed. We was food stamp, welfare, and Section 8 poor. Dreams and papes galore and elevating towards stadium tours. This knowledge that I'm armed with ain't follow homies in the projects, running in apartments to rob it. Loaded cartridge, carnage where I grew up at. These bills was overdue a few months back. Mom Dukes blew those stacks. Shit my Amy to be famous. I'm trying to outlast any murals painted at Haze upon walls getting faded. Like you hit the denim jeans with extra bleach. A legend by any means like Malcolm X would teach. The flesh is weak, I need this armor to protect this injured heart. I'm playing Iron Man like Eric Dolphy and Tony Starks. Picked a lock to the pearly gate fences, made an entrance. Skydive like it's a plane with a failing engine. Impact create a crater larger than the state of Texas. The plan was just to leave a mark and make my exit. It's a constant struggle while I piece together puzzles. And this author often tussle with demons like Arthur Russell. I'm shutting off my telephone. Depression making itself at home all alone. My defenses just felt like Rome. See the whole empire collapse just like Len Bias. Amongst the bench riders, the next Bryant but extra flyer. Snipers picked him off like limp from off that linen cloth. Swear to God these bars was written inside that synagogue. Never falling ever, the strong will tell you. You carry weight of the world up on your shoulders like pallbearers. Born in the wrong era cause my style is science. Better rhyme and extra violent, leather African medallions. The deli, how the bread and cheddar palate. We driving in the Porsches with that horsepower like 1,000 stallions. 20-gallon hat in this army revolver never falter. That single shot I leave a hole in one like Arnold Palmer. My whole team is determined to get that win. All this hurt that we survived is what turned us into men. I'm just trying to cleanse my soul every time a verse get penned. So by the end I'm forgiven for all my dirt and my sins. My whole team is determined to get that win. All that hurt that we survived is what turned us into men. I'm just trying to cleanse my soul every time a verse get penned. So by the end I'm forgiven for all my dirt and my sins. Hey yo, they killing off our leaders. We revolt, they send they cops to beat us. I'm singing like a mix of Gil Scott and Nina. People quiet to the pain that they inflict upon the weaker. Pill popping, killing off the grief, twisting lots of reefer. My ether strong enough I could body the grim reaper. Knife sharper than the one that Brutus used to kill Caesar. Got homies running up their bills with visas to pay for features and these beats from well-known producers and MCs. But tell me, what happens when you ride that wave like a jet ski and crash land when crowds start partying like the Red Sea? Try to leave behind the legacy of music, plan on owning everything I'm doing. It'd be the death of me to lose this. So fuck the vote, rather rock the boat till I'm locked in scopes with snipers, crosshairs, lock the fire shots and throw. But nope, never silence me. The spirit living deep inside of me. I haunt my enemies and carry on my rivalries. My whole team is determined to get that win. All this hurt that we survived is what turned us into men. I'm just trying to cleanse my soul every time a verse get penned, so by the end I'm forgiven for all my dirt and my sins. My whole team is determined to get that win. All that hurt that we survived is what turned us into men. I'm just trying to cleanse my soul every time a verse get penned, so by the end I'm forgiven for all my dirt and my sins. Dedicated to those, man. They come in, mom's is alone, she needs help. Shout out Domingo, yo. Love you. Yeah. Need a break from being chased by all my demons. Now I'm seasoned, so that taste of freedom is extra sweet and sink my teeth inside forbidden fruit. This dirt from digging in my roots. In my youth could have been Bishop up in juice. The crew was lost boys, we want the Beamers, Lex and Coops. The truth is homies ride they bikes to kick it at the stoop. Step pops, so let us sip on brew. I never knew that extra loot inside the boots was from that greenery he grew. Kept his promise, he promised harm would never touch us. My mom was gone that summer, still I never felt no hunger. For months he played that single parent role. He had a goal, not to have his soul casted where it's roasting black as coal. He showed opponents love like macaroni. Shit was backhanded though, served the dishes fast and left the racket broke. He moved in, we fought with shaky hands, but now I understand. He's trying to help to make me into that better man. We started at the bottom, now I know. To reach that final goal, it just requires constant growth. There's always roadblocks towards that progress. I've learned that I become my strongest after all my biggest losses. We started at the bottom, now I know. To reach that final goal, it just requires constant growth. There's always roadblocks towards that progress. I've learned that I become my strongest after all my biggest losses. My best friend's pop was murdered at a young age. News was on that front page. Told my moms I'm done with church on Sundays. We pray to God but can't maintain a job on that government aid. We paying tithes like that collection plates to bribe, like they gon' let us slide past the pearly gates. Should half the faces in this church gon' do the devil's work today. These serpents circle in that blade of grass. They'd rather separate the masses like it's Moses when he raised the staff. But now I'm grown, I raise my glass and toast to those who raised us like they own. My mom's struggling to cope inside that broken home. The phone and heat was always cut off, could scream fuck pops. Got no feeling, so really ain't no love lost. Constant moving from apartment to apartment. The 1st and 15th for checks, the EBT cards for charges. In line with shaking hands, embarrassed as we pay the stamps. Coming from those lows, I knew I'd be a greater man. We started at the bottom, now I know. To reach that final goal, it just requires constant growth. There's always roadblocks towards that progress. I've learned that I become my strongest after all my biggest losses. We started at the bottom, now I know. To reach that final goal, it just requires constant growth. There's always roadblocks towards that progress. I've learned that I become my strongest after all my biggest losses.